everybody. This is Penny, and you are here listening to the Inspiration Lounge podcast. I have a very special guest with me today. Her name's Sibella. I'm going to have her introduce herself, but I just want to say she is such an inspiration. She is just such a kind person and beautiful and so inspiring. She is a very important story to tell us today, to advocate for something she's very passionate about. She's in the 40 over 40 Bombshell Series. I'm really happy she's in that project because she's going to share her story through that project's exhibition and magazine as well. Thank you so much, Sibella, for being here. Please tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your full name and what you do, and just some background information.
Hi, Penny. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
My name is Sibella Bresciani. I am an art teacher for Miami-Dade County Public School, and I was diagnosed with stage 2 cancer in 2019. And from 2019 to 2022, I have a total of 6 operations. I have 3 sets of implants, but with every implant that I have complication after complication. So I end up having something called aesthetic flat closure, where you end up with no breast at all, like totally flat.
Yes, tell us. Sorry to hear about what you went through, but it sounds like you are very passionate about this aesthetic flat closure. And why is it important to raise awareness for this procedure?
Well, aesthetic flat closure is something that is a procedure that you can do after the mastectomy, right away after the mastectomy, or it can go like me, after so many complications, you end up with aesthetic flat closure. It's a removal of implants, if you have the implants, and then they pull the skin to leave you with a very smooth chest wall, like a baby, totally flat, with no breast tissue, with anything. I think it's very important to raise awareness because normally breast cancer survivors are not given this option, because of course, as a woman, we always want breasts, so the doctors right away tell you, okay, you're going to have the mastectomy, we're going to put the implants. But survivors, we don't know is that it's not that easy. Doctors tell you, okay, we're just going to have the mastectomy and then the implants. But reconstruction, breast reconstruction, sometimes it takes many operations. If you're lucky, you have 1 or 2, if you're lucky. But like me, I have 6, and I have other friends that have maybe 11, 10, 5, 4. So it's very stressful, and I think it's very important for women to have that option. Okay, I want to go from mastectomy to flat, or maybe I want to try some implants and then have the aesthetic flat closure.
Thank you for sharing. That's very important. Please share your message on why body positivity is so important, especially for breast cancer survivors.
Well, I think that body image is like a mix of positive and negative feelings about how you look at yourself, how you feel about yourself. And I think it's essential to have a positive image about yourself, because as a cancer survivor, we already have so many scars, physical scars as well as emotional. So if you have low self-esteem and negative image about yourself, you're never going to get better. You have to look at yourself and say, okay, this is what I have. This is what I have to live with it. And I'm going to do the best of whatever, it takes to be better.
Thank you for sharing. Could you share with our listeners a personal story or experience that gave you comfort? Because I know this is a very, emotional topic like you're talking about. And I give you a lot of credit for, raising awareness and sharing your story with us. Could you tell us what maybe things along the way gave you some comfort during this journey?
Well, the comfort that gave me the most was really the support of my family,
Mhm.
and also facing God, knowing that everything was going to be okay. If you don't have faith, you can't go through this. You have to have faith, especially for the people that believe in God like I do,
Mhm.
and I thank God for everything I have. So I
Yeah,
think it's very important, the support of your family, friends, and have faith that everything is going to be better.
that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And if you don't mind sharing with our listeners, what challenges did you have on your health journey and how did you surmount them?
Well, the challenges, really, the biggest challenge that I have was I thought it was going to be only one operation,
Mhm.
but it's like recovering from operation after operation. And when I was like in my fourth operation, I came back, and 4 days after the operation, I have the COVID.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so I was in such a terrible pain,
Mhm.
plus recovering from COVID, and having so many operations. I'm still challenging myself. I still have to stretch myself every day. I'm still recuperating. I'm still trying to recover. I don't, it's very hard to recover from so many operations, especially
Yeah,
when they cut your muscles. Your pectoral muscles are very tight, your chest is very tight. So those are
yeah.
my daily challengers.
Thank you
Yeah.
for, being so open and vulnerable and, telling us a little bit about your story. Can you tell us what keeps you motivated and inspired during this time? Because I know it's not easy. Do you have any advice or insights for others to kind of help them stay, positive and motivated?
No, I think it's the main thing is to have faith and maintain hope, and have
Mhm.
courage and support from your family. I mean, be positive. Try to be positive,
Right.
even if you're in your worst time. To try to be very positive.
Are there any particular books, podcasts, or other resources that had a profound impact on your perspective?
Well, first of all, it has been the Bible. The Psalm gave me a lot of hope, perseverance of trying to keep going and going.
Yeah.
I read a lot of articles and website in Google.
Mm.
I read also a few books that I have the names. World Without Cancer,
Mm.
focusing vitamin B17 by Edward Griffin,
Okay.
The Nature Doctor by Alfred Bog, and then another one that I read was How to Heal Yourself Even when they say you cannot. So it's really do a lot of research and read, but those were my resources, reading, like I said, Google, some books,
Right.
and try to connect also with people that have been going through the same thing.
Thank you. That's great advice. Those are excellent resources. So, other than mentioning the books and the research and all those other things, is there any piece of advice you'd like to also include for someone that's going through a similar health journey?
Yeah, they, try to, first of all, do research about the illness.
Yes.
Try to get knowledge about what's going on with your body. Have support and seek support from professionals, and also try to get involved in supported group, different groups like nonprofit organizations. It's very important because you are going to be dealing and talking to people that are going through the same thing, people that went through before you, so they know more than you. And it's really the only people that you can feel comfortable because you know that they went through the same thing that you went through.
Exactly. So, also I wanted to mention Sibella is an amazing artist. We actually met at an art event and we showcased our art together in a show. So I wanted to find out, do you have any upcoming projects or any events or exciting updates that you want to share with everybody? It could be on your health journey, it could be on your artistry, which is gorgeous. Everybody should check out her art.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Um, well, I'm gonna keep advocating for aesthetic flat closure because I always think that by telling your story, maybe 10 people will see your story, but you're not gonna help everybody. But as long as I help one, it's
Yeah.
fine. You know, if you're helping someone, it's fine. Then since I am involved in two nonprofit organizations, one is BRCA Strong, like from maybe, yeah, like from this month, like from this Saturday until about November, they have a lot of different events.
Oh,
For
cool.
example, this Saturday, they have a project called My Dear Body Project that I did 2 years ago.
Mhm.
They're going to have another one, and I'm going to be painting the bodies of the survivors. Let's say a breast of
Wow.
someone, the hand, so I'm going to be doing some painting. Then they have like the gala night in September, and they have a lot of different events. Also, I have 305 Pink Pack, that is another nonprofit organization that they have a lot of events. So I always do volunteer or modeling for BRCA Strong. And also one that is very important by Penny Fraser Photography, that I'm going to be featured some of my pictures taken for wonderful you, wonderful Penny that took beautiful pictures. I'm going to be featured in a gallery, with some of the pictures that you took. And
Mhm.
also I'm going to be featured in a magazine.
That's
So,
right.
it's like I have a lot of projects.
That's so exciting. Thank you so much for being in the 40 over 40 Bombshell series and also in the BRCA Strong events. I really love that idea of you doing body paint at one of the events and, with their gala helping them. So thank you so much for sharing that with our listeners. I'm going to put some of their information in case they didn't catch it. That way, everyone who's listening, they can also check it out and maybe attend the events as well. If you had one message to convey to our audience to inspire and empower them, what would your message be?
First of all, like I always say, facing God. Without Him, we don't do anything. And seek support for professionals and think that better times will follow. And I always have a phrase, share your story for sure. You're always going to help someone. And then I always have a saying that it said, never the victim, always the fighter, never the loser, always the winner. So don't give up at all. Just keep going, that you are going to get better.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate you sharing your story today here and also through the 40 over 40 Bombshell series. I loved your photo shoot, your images, and the message that you're sharing with everyone today and will be in the magazine in the exhibit later this year. So if some of our listeners want to reach out to you, where can they find you?
They can find me in Instagram at Sibella Bresciani, Facebook also at Sibella Bresciani. If they want to look some of my art, they can also get me in Art by Sibella in Instagram.
Right.
And that's about it.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
I'll spell that out for the listeners, so they can check the comments and then they can just click on it to come to your art site or, contact you personally. And thank you so much for being so open and sharing your story. I know that raising awareness is very important, and I know that you have helped others today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Penny, so much for having me here. Thank you. All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye-bye. Bye. Penny is so knowledgeable. She's a great photographer. And I used to be a former photographer, so I know she's a great photographer. And I went with my daughter. I remember the session was amazing. She knows all the good composition of how to take a good picture, the angles, everything, the lighting, everything is amazing. Also, Penny is very sweet. You, Penny, are fantastic. And as a matter of fact, I think that I'm doing another photo shoot with her very soon, like in a couple of weeks. And I think everybody that knows about Penny photography will have, some session with her. Amazing. I couldn't ask for a better photographer. And
Thank you.
thank you, Penny, so much, because you're an amazing photographer and such a nice person too.
Thank you. That's so sweet. I loved your session. I can't wait for our next one. And I really appreciate you taking your time today to tell your story and also this beautiful recommendation. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Media, where we continue the conversation. If you or someone you know has a story that deserves to be heard, reach out, because every story matters. This is Inspiration Lounge Podcast, signing off with a reminder that each day is an opportunity to create and capture something extraordinary. Take care, stay inspired, and see you in the next episode. Thank you.